Hey everybody, good morning. It's time for a coffee break the fat. Um, Yesterday, I don't know if you remember, but yesterday we told you be sure to check out Superstore. It wasn't actually last night's episode. It was S4E3. That's movie talk, TV talk for season 4, episode 3. And there you see our fabulous little baby actors in the backdrop. Of course, you see Cheryl and me after a long day. You can even see at the top there, on the top, I guess it's the top right there, you see actual real products sitting on the shelves. I can't tell you how exciting this is. Every time we see it, it's just like, oh my God, we're starstruck with our little bottles. We look at them and we go, oh my God, you guys are so cute. And we have to say thank you to Nancy Rastusha. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Our dear, dear friend who's gotten us into this amazing set. You know, it was back when Superstore was brand new. Nobody even thought that it was going to be anything. It was a pilot. America Ferrara is the producer. Of course, everybody knows Ben Feldman along with her. And, you know, nobody really thought that Superstore was going to be something. She had a great idea. She kept going. We all remember her from Ugly Betty. And, you know, she did it. So that's what it takes. You do it. Now, those that are on the show these days, they're paying huge bucks for the product placement on there. So we are very, very thankful to you, Nancy, for getting us going with that. We have a few other people to thank about some other things later. We can't thank them yet because it hasn't aired yet. So we think maybe next week. It might be airing next week. I don't know the timeline on their production schedule. So we just don't know. So we have to be very careful not to mention another network other than NBC right now for Superstore. Oh, of course, we can talk about Detroiters, and we can talk about Jean-Claude Van Damme on Amazon Prime. We can talk about all those things because those have already aired. But the ones that haven't aired yet, our little baby actors are sworn to secrecy. So that's how that goes. So I wanted to talk to you today about hair growth. Because as you know, we're very, very committed with our coffee and all of the things that we do. We like to layer everything on such that everything works with the other thing. So rather than blocking anything, we like to encourage things. So that's why we always use food grade ingredients for everything. You know, something that people don't realize about silicone, you know, it sounds just like something that's kind of a newfangled thing. Well, we're the ones who started that whole conversation. Eliminating silicone, and now you see silicone-free products all over the place trying to emulate what we've done. They just can't do it because the ingredients that they're using are usually just renamed or too heavy for the hair and or just not as effective as our patent-pending ingredient. So silicone, you know, was originally designed as a electrical insulator. So basically it blocks electrical impulses. So electrical wire, you know, the wires, it's used in so many things. And that got my mind thinking one day. And I thought, what is the problem with certain diseases? And a lot of times it's the blocking of certain things in the body. So that's where we started our research. Of course, it led to more and more and more. And as you know, Cheryl's like a walking encyclopedia about ingredients. And so if there's anything you want to know about coconut oil, which we talked about a couple days ago, about that in here, we have medium chain triglycerides in the coffee. Your body just can't store it, so it has to be burned off, as well as while it breaks down your fat cells, it also causes you to burn that fat and get it out of your system. So anyway, hold on, I just have to have my coffee because this is my coffee break, right? And I have to have this coffee this morning because we stayed up late last night watching Superstore. Of course, it was recorded, but after work, so we got to see that episode, so we did. So anyway, also want to, so back to the hair growth, I want to talk about water and how important water is. There's no FDA requirement for water. Isn't that interesting? Nobody really says that, so a lot of it just kind of lives in lore and wives' tales, and everybody has a theory about it. Cheryl and I have a very particular theory about water. In fact, the very first thing we do upon arising, and we've done this for many, many, many years, I attribute that to our skin and hair being having the right conditioning agents from the very beginning, water is most important. How you get that water is also important. So many people are walking around with a bottle of water, or a filtered bottle, or a bought bottle of water, or an electrolyte water. That's all well and good in certain regard. Let's just say you need 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. Let's just agree on that for a moment. It's not spread out through the day that makes the difference. In fact, what we do immediately upon arising is we drink as much of those 8 glasses of water as we possibly can tolerate on an empty stomach. Why? It goes through the stomach, into the digestive tract, into the intestines, and it begins to flood through the system, go into the cells, recreate the water and the mineral balance, and then you excrete it. Now, I'm telling you, that happens within the first hour and a half of arising, and I make many trips, so I get my exercise that way. So anybody who's concerned, Grace, I know you were concerned about my exercise. I'm running back and forth to the bathroom quite a bit in the first hour and a half of my day. It's after I have all that water is when I have my first cup of coffee, which I told you about, my first regular cup, my first weight loss coffee thing. It's not this can, but anyway, I don't have it with me right here because that was early this morning. As you know, this time of day is when I have my keto creamer in regular coffee, so that's what's happening now. So water, once you do that, you're rehydrating all those cells right away. In the beginning, I would suggest doing that a couple times in the morning. You'll find that you're not hungry. You won't even want to eat anything because you're flushing the water through the system so well. The reason I don't recommend drinking water all day long and sipping is because after you've eaten, your stomach has that food and it pushes out a certain amount of enzymes and digestive juices to handle those foods. If you're drinking a little bit of water, you're actually diluting that mixture, and the body doesn't have the right proportion to break down that food properly. So you might not be getting the full nutrition of those snacks if you're sipping water all day. So I don't recommend sipping water all day. Of course, I'm no doctor, so you can't you want to check with your doctor, and I'm not making any claims. I'm just telling you my own personal experience. So I have over 24 years of that process. So I know it works. I know, in fact, if I have a cramp or something like that, or I'm not feeling quite well, or I have a little bit of headache, the first thing Cheryl says is, you're dehydrated. You're dehydrated. She tucks her hair behind her ears. You're dehydrated. You need some more water. Okay, don't eat anything for a couple of hours and have more water. And that's what we do. So, and 9 times out of 10, she's absolutely right. That is what happened. And, probably, maybe it's a man thing. I don't know. But I always kind of go, she's right again. I don't want her to be right again. Or actually, it's not I don't want her to be right. I don't want to be wrong again. So anyway, there we have it. So coffee. I also want to, so I mention all that because, everything we do is about how do we build the healthiest body, the best hair, the best skin, and really feel great all the time. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling awesome. And those of you who know me, I'm almost always feeling awesome. And if I'm not, I'm getting better every time, I'm getting better all the time. So there we have it. One more sip and then I'm going to tell you about another friend of mine. Another friend of mine, you might have seen his post yesterday. A lot of people say to me, oh, but you've always been thin. You've always been thin. Well, you didn't know me in the 90s. You didn't know me. You didn't pay attention when I was masking things. In fact, today I'm wearing my big shirt. Look how big this shirt is now. It's about illusions. It's about camera work, and it's about dressing appropriately. And I've always been a little embarrassed of this layer of fat that I've had. And as I've gotten older, everybody kept telling me, well, when you get to that age, you're going to have a lot of flab. And that's what's so exciting about having used this coffee now, is that it has taken me off that plateau. I'm changing nothing other than I notice I am not enjoying certain foods as much as I did before. So that's okay. Eating a few less bites, I guess maybe that's stacking up on it. It's easy. It changes my mind about food too. So I don't care if it changes my mind so long as I'm not eating as much, and that's great. So my friend Mitch, I'm not going to say the last name, but if you look around, he has lost 8 pounds already. and he's made no changes, and he's so excited about it because it's that last bit of pounds that he wanted to lose that just kind of, I guess maybe he even thought, like we've been hypnotized to believe that as you get older, it's harder to lose weight. Not anymore. That's why we're so excited about it. So, you know, I don't get so impressed with people who are 50 pounds overweight and they lose 5 pounds, and I don't think they get that impressed with it either because, you know, it's a nice start and great and wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but it's okay. It's a good start. It's so many people that we talk to who have the last 5 pounds to go, and that's the hardest part to do. So that's what we found with this coffee, and so we're very, very thrilled about that. Also like that they're paying me to drink it now, and this is not a paid advertisement of sorts. Kind of it is, because you guys keep buying more and more, and they keep depositing money in my account. We can talk about that later. So I also want to talk about so many people are asking us about our 90-day plan, and we're still putting it together, and yet we're fascinated with how many people are getting great results. So that 90-day plan is like, how do you design your life around having what you want and doing it the way you like? And so anyway, we're doing all those things to help you see where you might be doing things inefficiently, where you could do those things more effectively, and then do things that you love doing in life, and then having those serve you in your life. So we'll talk about more of that later. But the most exciting part is nobody has sent us yet a photo of a selfie of themselves in front of a Superstore shelf like we just showed you at the beginning of this video, or this presentation, or whatever you call this, coffee break. But I'm also doing something special because people have said, I want one of those cups, I want one of those cups. So the first person to private message me on this video with your address, I'm going to send out a free cup to you, and that you can have coffee with me too. So there it is. Of course, we've got so many more things coming up. Cheryl and I have so many more ideas, and we're so excited because we finally have gotten to a point at Belegenza, our brainchild, I guess, whatever you want to call it, our vision coming into reality, is that we finally have enough time to talk to people and be with people, because we've got production taken care of, we've got marketing taken care of, we've got everything taken care of, with lots of room to grow, but we've got some free time now. Again, we've been using the 90-day program ourselves. That's why people are saying, I want to do it too, because I want to see how you do it. We're very excited that we're able to be with you, and thank you so much for, you know, just checking in on these videos. I'm astonished. We said this yesterday. We're astonished at people. Everybody says, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And yet I look on here and I see so many people watching me. I'm like, well, the reason you don't have time is because you're watching me. Or how'd you have time to watch me? I thought you said you didn't have time. So it's kind of a funny thing. We always have time for what we're committed to. So if you want us to guide you on that, we're experts on that. We don't care what it is you really want to do. We just want to make sure that you get what you want in your life, and we'll show you how. So private message me if you want to learn more about that. But definitely, I think somebody's already, no, not, I'll have to look, because I want to pay attention to what's going on here rather than paying attention to this feed over here. So, all right, well, I'm going to finish up my coffee and see you tomorrow. I know I'll have a couple of more exciting things to share with you. I might even have another giveaway tomorrow. I'm not sure. Like dessert in the morning. It's just, oh, that was another thing I thought of. Unfair. Nobody said life was going to be fair. I have a whole philosophy on that. That's maybe what we'll talk about tomorrow. Eventually we'll talk about it. If I haven't talked about it, then put it in the feed and I'll make sure to include it, because I have so many more things I want to talk about and share about. And I want to hear from you. Thank you all so much for participating. Thank you for all your subscribing. Thank you for all your comments throughout the days. I love chatting with you all and getting to know you more and more. All right, have a great coffee break, and I'll see you soon. Bye.